Y'all want to know something? It's a shortage of good men because there is no social reward for men to be good to women. Now, hold on. Let me break things down. My name is Jay Lovely. I am your accountability coach and ghetto psychologist, and it is my life's purpose to help Black people navigate this patriarchal system of white supremacy. And there is no social reward for men to be good.
Wait a minute. So, ghetto psychologists, I usually don't stop the video this early. Y'all know this. Ghetto psychologists helping you navigate this patriarchal system of white supremacy. That should tell you everything that we about to get into. And I usually try to ignore the nose rings and the face rings and all of that because we have to start profiling people so that we get a better understanding of what we're dealing with before we get into it. Let's try to mine some of this out, y'all.
To women, I'm going to break it down. First off, we can just start with how willy-nilly a lot of motherfuckers is to call a man who does for women a simp. A man who agrees with women is a simp or a panderer. Y'all automatically label men who look out for women as something that's less than a man. And then let's think about it. When you think about the value of a man, you don't think about.
Let's start there, right? Let's just stop there for a second and let's just break it down for a lot of the women that are the ghetto psychologists that don't truly even understand what a simp is. A simp is a person that doesn't even believe what they say, and most of us know who they are, right? A lot of guys, most guys, some women, but most guys actually know what a simp is, what a pander is. And the reason that they call them pander bears and simps is not because they agree with women, but they agree with women for the sake of trying to get the box. All right? They just agree. They don't agree with y'all. They're being agreeable because it's dirty macking. And y'all not able to see through it. I mean, we've seen countless examples in order to finesse y'all out of money, in order to finesse y'all out of box. And so because a guy agrees with y'all in order to monetize you, then you call them a good man, and they actually think just like us because they understand the nature of how easily it is to finesse a woman. So when a guy simps, for example, he says something agreeable thinking that he's going to get something out of it, an award, a gold star, a like on Instagram or TikTok, whatever it is, most guys can be able to see through it. And so there are things that women say that is right, but then there's some things that women say is wrong. And because we know that he's doing it just for the sake of trying to get boxed or just to be able to get in good with y'all, and most of the time they go into the friend zone and they don't even get anything out of it, that's when we start calling them simps and panda bears. Because you wouldn't rock with him either way, and he knows the nature a lot of times of it. And most people just want to be loved or liked, but women can't see clearly a lot of times because they so busy looking to be agreed with instead of getting the results. And that's why people like Kevin Samuels was so powerful, because Kevin Samuels got you the truth. And so his goal was to get you what you wanted. His goal was to get you married. His goal was to pair together black families or families of people in general in order to help y'all to be more successful. And a lot of women hated him and rejected him for it because he was telling you the truth. He didn't tell you what you want to hear. He didn't simp out for you. He didn't pander to you or pander to your feelings and your emotions. And so women didn't like that. And even though they don't get the results, and they would have gotten the results, they'd rather focus on their emotions and how they felt instead of focusing on how it is that they can be successful in life and in their relationships and getting the man that they wanted. But let's continue with the ghetto psychologist and the person that's going to help you navigate through this patriarchal system of white supremacy. Okay.
A man. And then let's think about it. When you think about the value of a man, you don't think about how men treat women most of the time. When you think about his value, you think about how much money he gets. You think about the type of business that he runs. Now, some of us think about that. Of course, I'm not saying everybody, but I am saying that there is a vast majority of people who, when it comes to men and their equality, they leave their romantic relationships out of it. They don't do the same thing for women. But of course, that's another topic. Because think about it, if men were rated on how they treated women, a lot of these men would not be in high statures. They would not stay in high statures.
A lot of times women like to say how men treat women, and they don't add his ability to provide or protect into that, because that is the nature of it. And this is a feminist mindset that she's adding into this. And that's why they call it patriarchal white supremacy systems and all of this other stuff, is because they reject the thing that's best for them. Even if it's best for them, they reject it because it doesn't make them feel good, and they don't like who's telling it to them. They don't like that it's coming from men. They don't like if it's coming from a white person or if it's coming from white men. This is one of the reasons why it was easy for white women to rope black women into feminism and use them as a poster child, while at the same time taking advantage of the opportunity to make themselves a secluded group and make themselves women. And women, diversity, equity, and inclusion, women, they the ones that get the new jobs or whatever, so on and so forth. And so black women never benefited from it. But at the same time, again, when a man says that I love you, or when a man is showing love to a woman, a lot of times it's making her life easier. How does that come? Is it saying something to her nice? No. Is it being emotionally intelligent, like they like to use these things? No. Is being able to cut the lights on and off. That's how a man says that he loves you. It's going out there and killing himself every single day a little bit more in order to make sure that his family is provided for, that you have it easier. And then on the flip side, you'll have a bunch of women complaining about the fact that they got to go to work every day and I can't survive as a single mother because the system is against me. Well, it's because you've rejected the order of which God has made things in traditional family roles. And so they'll say, oh man, we don't care, or we do care, or they go to the extreme of both. They don't have no middle. Hey, listen, I value you as a man. I value your contributions. I realize that love is an action word, not a feeling. And so it's not about the emotional intelligence. It's about your ability to communicate effectively. I know that we communicate differently as men and women, and so we have different mindsets. And that's the way that we gonna continue to rock out. But they don't go by that. You know what they go by? They go by the whole idea that you need to make them feel good. And that is the definition of a good man. But it doesn't disclude, and here's the caveat, right? It's not going to disclude the fact that they still want your resources. Let's hear the rest of it.
Even after we realize how dog fucking shit crazy they are towards women. And women, y'all are not absolved from this, because a lot of times, a lot of you women, depending on how healed or unhealed you are, will have a man who is willing to do all the emotional things and all the things for you, and you will question his manhood too. You'll call him a simp too, because why is he bending over backwards for me? He should be giving me a hard time, because society tells you that men should be a hard time. Now, sure, I want to clear some things up. There is a spiritual reward when men are good to women. It is literally biblical. When the men are good to women, it shows in their lives. It flourishes within their life. But when men are bad to women, it doesn't matter socially. Nobody gives.
I gotta also start to figure out whether or not these women are married or not, because I want to know if y'all are, and not just married, successfully married. You got to have some time under your belt to show that you actually been doing this shit and you've been doing it right.
a fuck. He still gets opportunities.
Or you become a life coach.
He still can do whatever it is that he wants to do. He still can get access to other women. It doesn't matter. So there is no social reward for men to be good to women. No wonder a lot of men don't give a fuck about being good to women.
Honestly, I just think that most of these people are talking about it's no social reward. Um, it's a duty. We have a duty to be productive. We have a duty to God. We answer to God. And so we're not looking for a social reward. We understand, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. And so there's always a lot of people who have a lot of commentary about what they think, but at the same time, they don't understand that men think differently from women, and we don't answer to you, we answer to God. So it's not about us being emotionally intelligent or us making you feel good. It's about the sense of duty that we have to our family. And so as a result, you're just a recipient of our grace. God gives us grace, we give you grace, and then you make sure that you take care of the children. I ain't gonna deep dive into that. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Teach Hanley 40% off your first order, 20% off for life.